Good morning, students. I have a great pleasure to stand before you for the academic year 2020-21. All of you are aware that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the world itself is hard hit. The elder brother of the world, US, is extremely hard hit, and lakhs of people lost their lives. India is also not exception to this. In the month of March 2020, Government of India, Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi declared the lockdown to avoid the spread of coronavirus to the people of India, to save valuable life. One of the best measures taken by Government of Karnataka and Government of India. But due to spread of coronavirus and deaths, heavy loss, how to manage the education system? All systems are suffered. Business, agriculture, health system, and education system too. Therefore, we, SVS management and principal and colleagues, as per the Government of India and university direction, plan to reach the students during the coronavirus pandemic. One of the methods of reaching the students is online teaching. Offline teaching is also there. You are also allowed to meet the respective subject teachers wherever you are getting the doubt. Doubts may be made clear after having maintained the COVID-19 guidelines. I don't want to take much of your time at the time of introduction. But one thing is that there should not be any loss to the education. You must have to keep on learning. Therefore, we are in touch with you through this means, through this mode. During last year, you were not allowed to appear for the examination. And government and universities, without any examinations, promoted you to the next class. You are under such category. You got an opportunity in the life passing the examination without writing the examination. So that is in the history of India, an exception. And never, no one imagined or dreamt. You maybe sometimes feel happy that not writing examination, getting through the class. But certificate, of course, necessary, but knowledge is very important. How to gain the knowledge? Reading, rereading, writing, rewriting, exchanging, discussing, and visiting some industries and observing the in and around the world, so that we will gain the knowledge. Anyhow, students, friends, for third semester, means this is the second year of your BCom, there are subjects. As usual, 7 subjects are there. Out of 7 subjects, this is the corporate accounting, one of the subjects which I am going to deal. Rest of the subjects are going to be managed by my colleagues. Myself, as head of the Department of Commerce, Dr. C.R. Goodsi, congratulate you. At the same time, I welcome you to this academic year and be in touch with us and you learn by any means, and we are with you, and be comfortable. And I hope, I pray Almighty, let the coronavirus disappear at the earliest, so that we may come together, learn together, teach together, and live together. So, well, friends, regarding the subject, I would like to draw your attention. What is the subject which I am dealing? Corporate Accounting Paper 1. Corporate Accounting Paper 2 is for 4th semester. Now, Corporate Accounting, third, Corporate Accounting Paper first is there. This paper is also consisting of 5 units, that we call it as a module. Chapter number 1 or unit number 1 is Company Final Accounts. Chapter number 2 is Valuation of Goodwill. That I am going to deal with you today. Chapter number 3 is Valuation of Shares. Chapter number 4th one is Banking Companies Accounts, Bank Accounts. And finally, Liquidation of Company Accounts. So this is what you call, regarding the in nutshell, a bird's eye view of the syllabus of the corporate accounting. Why we call it as a corporate accounting, not company accounts? Corporate accounts. This is what you call British-based terminology. You are observing the TV, One News, BBC. BBC means what? British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. Corporation is the term used by the British people, and British English terminology. And here company also used in India, and corporation is also used. Say for example, KSRTC, corporation. Okay, KPC, Karnataka Power Corporation. Like that, corporation means ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಗಮ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ನಾಟ್ ಸೋಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್, ನಾಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್, ನಾಟ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ. With these few words at the outset, and how semester system works, you are aware about that because you have completed 1 year BCom. I don't want to touch upon, but be serious in learning. This is a practical oriented subject. Therefore, I would like to touch upon the topic, that is valuation of goodwill. Before going to how to value the goodwill, you understood the goodwill in the PUC level here and there in business studies. But in spite of that, here we are required to understand what is the meaning of the goodwill. Goodwill means good reputation, image of business which attracts more customers and helps the firm or organization to earn more profits. Goodwill, of course, in business we classify assets into tangible assets and intangible assets. In case of drafting the balance sheet, assets are classified. This goodwill is intangible assets which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but it has value. It adds to the existing value. Therefore, this is a very important. Goodwill means reputation, image, good name of the organization or business. Well, friends, goodwill is the aggregate of these tangible attributes of a business which contributes to its superior profits, superior profit capacity, or earning more than normal profit, what we call. Goodwill is nothing but impression created in the minds of the customers or about the particular organization, who continue to patronize, who continue to follow that organization despite the high price of the product, which enables the organization to earn super profits. So goodwill is the outcome of an impression created in the minds of each customer. Anyhow, we have to come to a conclusion that goodwill is an asset. What type of asset? Goodwill is an intangible asset. Goodwill, it cannot be separated from the business. It cannot be separated from individual. It cannot be separated from isolated. We can't define or give value to the what we call goodwill. Now let us see some of the definitions of goodwill. Lord Magton, English author who defines goodwill as it is a thing easy to describe what he says, very difficult to define. It is a benefit and advantages of good name, benefit and advantages of good name, reputations in connection with the business, what he said. And one more person, Dr. Cunning, he defines about the goodwill. Goodwill is the practical value of a term's anticipated excess carrying. Now let us see some other definitions. Walton defines regarding the goodwill. The what we call regarding Walton, the elements of an established business which makes the business as a going concurred worth more than its book value, that its net worth as shown by the books. If net worth of the business is more than book value, then that we call it as a goodwill. It means whatever value is there, value is more than real value. That is what we call goodwill. In other words, goodwill is nothing but a extra earning, super earning, more than normal earning. That is what we call goodwill. Now, after having seen the what we call definitions of goodwill, let us go for understanding the features of goodwill. What are the characteristics of goodwill? Goodwill is a non-physical value over and above the physical assets. Non-physical value. Goodwill cannot have an existence separate from business and cannot be realized separately. It cannot be sold separately. And goodwill, number third is, goodwill helps the business to earn more than normal profits. And the fourth one, it is difficult to place a cost of goodwill because value of goodwill may fluctuate from time to time due to internal or external circumstances. And fifth one is, Indian accounting standard studies that the purchased goodwill is recognized, not the non-purchased goodwill. And sixth one is, goodwill helps the business to earn more than normal profits. Finally, the amount of value of goodwill and assessment of its actual existence is highly depending on the subjective judgment of the values. Okay, these are some of the features of the goodwill. Now let us go for need for valuation of goodwill. Why we are required to value the goodwill? Why we are required to calculate the value of the goodwill? Here, for three organization point of view, when valuation of goodwill circumstances arises. Number one, in case of sole proprietorship. When a sole proprietor, single trader, if he wants to sell his business to another person, their valuation of goodwill comes. And if it takes any person in the what you call sole trading business as a what you call businessman, there also valuation of goodwill is required. In case of partnership firm, valuation of goodwill when it arises, if the new partner is admitted, when a partner is what you call retired, when one partner is what you call when there is sometimes a change in the organization of the what you call bylaw of the partnership, and if the partnership firm amalgamate or merges with other firm, valuation of goodwill is required. When any partnership firm is converted into a company, there also valuation of goodwill arises. And finally, if any firm is sold, then also valuation of goodwill is very much essential. Now let us see valuation of goodwill is needed in case of company. When? If an existing company is being taken over by the another company, valuation of goodwill is required. When there is an what you call amalgamation of two companies, that is merger of companies, valuation of goodwill requires. If the shares are valued on the basis of market value or fair market value, then valuation of goodwill is very much essential. And if the business of a company is acquired by the government for any reason, there also circumstances arises to value the goodwill. Okay. After having seen the what you call circumstances for valuation of the goodwill, let us go for understanding the elements of goodwill. What are the elements? As R.H. Nelson suggests, the goodwill generally consists of the certain elements. What are the elements? Now let us see. Number one, organization goals. Number one element is organization goals. Number two, customer lists. Number three, development costs. Number four, trademarks, trade names and brands. Number five, secret processes and formulas. Number next, patents. Number next, copyrights, licenses, franchises, superior carrying power. These are the some of the what to call elements of goodwill. Now let us go for understanding the what to call factors affecting the value of goodwill. What are the factors affecting the value of goodwill? At the time of valuation of the goodwill, the valuer can't decide on his own because some factors which influence on the person who value the goodwill. Number one, good public image, locational factor, time factor, nature of business, capital employed, trend of profit, efficiency of management, conditions of the money market, possibility of competitors, and government policy, place and security in the country, effective advertising. These are the some of the factors which influence on the valuation of the goodwill. Well friends, with these what we call tips of introduction of the valuation of the goodwill, let us go for discussion of types of goodwill in the next class. Thanks a lot for patience hearing.